Lots of new fragrances coming out. I'm so excited for these new fragrance launches. I've got the scoop on a bunch of new ones. If you want to find out what they are, then please stay tuned. Thanks so much for tuning in. Yes, there's a lot of new fragrance goodies coming out, and I'm excited to share them with you. Probably some of them you've already heard about, some you probably haven't, but there's a list of a ton of these fragrances. And you know, the last one I did one of these was late last year. I'm still waiting for some of those fragrances to come out, but now there's announcements for a bunch of newer fragrances. So find out what they are before I do though. If this is your first time tuning into my channel and you still haven't subscribed, please do subscribe by clicking the subscribe button below, and also click that bell icon so that you'll be notified for future videos and giveaways. Let's get started. Let's jump right into this. Two new fragrances from the house of Narciso Rodriguez. We've got one for men, one for women. The first one I'm going to talk to you about is Narciso Rodriguez For Him Bleu Noir. So I actually bought For Him Bleu Noir, the original in Eau de Toilette, when it first launched in Europe, and you know, I thought it was a great release. I never rebought it. It was kind of in that ballpark of something reminding me of Terre d'Hermès. So I'm actually looking forward to this particular flanker because it looks like it's gone into a little bit of a different direction. It features iris, bergamot, cypress, suede leather, vetiver, sandalwood, tonka beans, leather, cardamom, musk. Sounds really, really nice. I'm excited for this release, and I'm actually going to pick up another bottle of the original, and I'm assuming there's also an eau de parfum in this collection. So I'm really looking forward to this. I can't wait for it to come out. We'll report back as soon as it does. The other fragrance is a feminine targeted release. It's Narciso Rodriguez For Her Musk Noir Rose. I've never gotten into any of the Narciso Rodriguez fragrances for women. I'm going to start digging in, and this one sounds great. Musk, plums, rose, tuberose, vanilla, pink pepper, bergamot. Sounds really delicious, and I know Narciso Rodriguez does a lot of musk fragrances for women, and I'm a really big fan of musky fragrances, so I'm curious to find out about these particular fragrances. So the next one I'm going to talk to you about is from a house called SHISEIDO. So SHISEIDO is launching a fragrance called GINZA MURASAKI. So I believe there's already a GINZA fragrance, and I'm obsessed with the bottle, the way it looks. So kind of one of the reasons why I'm excited about this one. And SHISEIDO is not a brand I talk a lot about. They don't have a lot of fragrances. The only one I have from SHISEIDO is a fragrance called Zen for Men from the 2000s, created by Francis Kurkdjian. But the one I really want to get is a fragrance called Basala, and they also did a fragrance called Feminine du Bois, which later went into the collection of Serge Lutens fragrances. But GINZA MURASAKI features notes of Wisteria, violet, freesia, jasmine, pomegranate, apples, cardamom, and sandalwood. Does it sound exciting to you? I'm looking forward to this because I really love the way the bottle looks. So the next fragrance I'm going to talk to you about is from the house of ARMANI. So it looks like they're launching a brand new flanker of the long-running Acqua di Gio collection of fragrances. They canceled the Perfumo. I believe that's discontinued, the Profumo. They're launching a Parfum version in a clear bottle, whereas the Profumo was in the black bottle. At least I heard it was getting discontinued, and I'm assuming this is replacing it. But this is kind of one of the longest living fragrances, and the original doesn't smell as great as it once did. And I liked the Profumo because it did remind me of the original Acqua di Gio. So this one sounds interesting. It's coming out very soon. It's created by Alberto Morillas, as always. He's done all the flankers and the original for this one, and he actually shared some photos of this particular release. So are you excited for this one? It does feature patchouli, vetiver, clary sage, lavender, geranium, green mandarin orange, marine notes. So we'll see how it is. I don't really care. Well, I don't hate the original. I loved it when I first bought it in 1997 and wore it. Actually, it was given to me as a gift, but I loved it. It was very, very intense, aquatic, marine, fruity experience. Now it's just water and some fragrance. So anyway, let's move on to the next one. So PACO Rabanne 1 million Elixir. So now we've got the whole genre of elixir fragrances that are coming out thanks to Sauvage Elixir. Now, I never really got into the 1 million fragrances, but I'm curious as to what they're going to do with an elixir. When 1 million was launching, I was on a trip to Paris, and I remember going into the Galerie Lafayette there, and they had the ad running of this particular fragrance in the store. I could hear the music bumping, and the fragrance was everywhere. So very interesting, this fragrance. Like I said, I never got into it, but I'm curious for the elixir, and it features notes of vanilla, cedarwood, patchouli, Davana, tonka beans, osmanthus, Turkish rose, apple. Sounds interesting. interesting. I'm looking forward to try it. I like the idea of elixir. Let's see who the next brand is going to come out with an elixir. So moving on to the house of Raja Parfums. Raja Parfums Oligarch, and the Parfum version is coming out soon. And I'm excited for this one. I haven't spoken a lot about Raja Parfums lately, but I'm excited for this one and the next fragrance from this house that I'm going to talk about. So this particular fragrance, I don't know what it's about. I like the name, and it features lemon, lavender, apple, blackcurrant, juniper, birch, pink pepper. Is it kind of ambroxany? I don't know. It sounds like it is. I don't know. We shall see. I haven't smelled it, but I'm curious to smell it. And the next fragrance from Raja Parfums is Turandot, inspired or influenced or named after an opera. So this one sounds really great. It sounds like a very Raja Parfums-esque fragrance looking at the notes. It's chock full of a ton of notes, and usually with Raja Parfums, their fragrances are mostly about base notes. I know stuff happens up top, but for me it's loads of notes and stuff happening in the base notes. So they're very base heavy, base complex fragrances. But this one, rose, patchouli, coffee, cashmere wood, cedar, jasmine, aldehydes, ylang ylang, moss, heliotrope, immortelle, and the list goes on and on and on and on. So the rose patchouli coffee thing, is it like Intense Cafe? I don't know. But I'm very, very curious about Turandot. Although I'm very curious about Oligarch as well. We shall see how they are. But let me know if any of you have sampled any of the fragrances I've spoken about so far. I'd like to find out what you think about these fragrances, and should I definitely check into them. So Atelier Materi is also launching a new fragrance, and it's called Rose Ardoise. So Atelier Materi is a fragrance house I discovered in 2019 in Italy, and I was obsessed with their Bois d'Ambrette. It used to be called Peau d'Ambrette. Very musky, powdery, ambrette focused fragrance. Really love that one. It's very sexy. So I've been a fan of the fragrances from this house. They have gorgeous bottles and unique fragrances that they don't really smell a lot like other fragrances from other houses. This one is Rose Ardoise. It sounds like it's a rose heavy fragrance, but it doesn't seem like it's overly like original. Like it seems like the notes sounds like things I've already smelled. But it features notes of Turkish rose, rose centifolia, vetiver leather, ambroxan, nutmeg, and Sheena Smole. Sounds interesting. I like the idea that they're using ambroxan, and the last fragrance they came out with was a Narcisse focused fragrance, Narcisse Taiji. So I'm excited for this rose fragrance because they usually do things a little different than your traditional fragrances, and that's kind of what I like about this house. So the next house I'm going to talk to you about is Laboratorio Olfativo. It's Nectar. So the last fragrance they launched is a nude. I still haven't got, no, I did get my nose on it, but I haven't really dug into it. But now they have another one created by the same perfumer called Nectar, and I really loved last year's release of Vanagloria, the vanilla incense fragrance. I really loved it. It was one of my favorite releases. So let's see how Nectar is. It features notes of leather, vetiver, elemi, tiramisu, vanilla, bergamot, tonka beans, honey, clary, sage, grapefruit, and olibanum. Seems very, very complex. Seems dark. Seems intense, but tiramisu appears. What's going on with that? So we shall see how this one is. That's Nectar from Laboratorio Olfativo. So this is interesting. So I haven't bought a Lagerfeld fragrance for a while, although I did buy one of the fragrances discounted, but this one goes back to the original Lagerfeld fragrances. This is Lagerfeld Classic, and it's Classic Gray. So interesting that they're doing a flanker of this one dating back to the 80s, I believe, is when this came out. And I need to revisit the original fragrances because they had that photo one and the classic. So now they have Classic Gray. Sandalwood, vanilla, moss, oak, cedar, laurel, lavender, hazelnut leaf. We shall see how it is. I'm not holding my breath, but it could be unique with the notes. And I'm glad that they're going back and creating a flanker of a classic fragrance from Lagerfeld called Classic. So the next one I'm going to talk to you about is Memo Paris, and they have a Queers No Mods release called Iberian Leather. So they're continuing on with their leather fragrances. You know, I think one of the best collections from this house is the leather collection. They do some unique things with their fragrances, so I'm excited for this one. And this has notes of oud, balsam fir, oak moss, sandalwood, patchouli, vetiver, cedar leather, vanilla, saffron, cinnamon rose, and osmanthus. This one seems very, very heavy, especially the fact that it has oud, the balsam fir, the oak moss, and sandalwood, patchouli, vetiver, cedar. So leather, and it seems like a very, very heavy, masculine leaning offering. It sounds interesting. We shall see how it is. But they have done some great releases in this collection of fragrances from Mema Paris called Queers No Mods. So Molten Brown doesn't get a lot of hype in the fragrance community, and I think the reason is just like Diptyque. They are a store chain of products, and they're known for, like, Molten Brown is known for their like shower gels and, you know, bath kind of product. So the fragrances are kind of like second, not the main focus, and I think maybe that's why they don't get a lot of hype. But I really like some of the fragrances from Molten Brown, and they have a new one, or two new ones. One's called Delicious Rhubarb and Rose, and that comes in an EDT, at least that's what I saw. It's rhubarb leaf, rose, grapefruit, yuzu, lemongrass, vanilla, musk, cotton candy, and spearmint. And you know, I'm curious to check it out because I do like rhubarb in fragrances. And rhubarb, this says rhubarb leaf. Does it smell the same as the rhubarb, the actual vegetable, which actually smells fruity to me? Either way, I'm curious to check it out, and it seems like rhubarb and rose are a great combination. And the next one from this house, I think it's already launched, I haven't got my nose on it, is called Labdanum Dusk. And this one, I only found it in Eau de Parfum, so I thought that they launched both versions at once. I love labdanum in fragrances, I really do. Labdanum is what creates ambery fragrances. It's labdanum, vanilla, resins like benzoin put together to create that amber smell. So this is definitely an ambery fragrance. Labdanum, cedar, oud, cypriol, patchouli, tonka beans, vanilla, leather, and saffron. Cypriol keeps coming up in fragrances. It's a note that I really like. Are you a fan of cypriol? I'm seeing it appear in a lot of fragrances lately, and I like the way cypriol smells. Anyway, this Labdanum Dusk sounds great, and I'd like to check it out. The next fragrance is from the house of Essential Parfums, and they have a fragrance called Fig Infusion. I love fig in fragrances. I'm a Mediterranean guy, so I love the way the tree and the leaves smell and the fruits smell. So I'm looking forward to this one, especially since it's also created by Nathalie Lorson. The way Essential Parfums fragrances work is that each fragrance is created by a different perfumer, just like Frederic Mall's fragrances, but these are priced under $100. They're like, I think $75 per bottle for 100 ml. So I'm very, very excited about this one. Fig, Mandarin Orange, Freesia, Orange Blossom, Ceylon Tea, Sandalwood, Cedar, and Benzoin. Sounds really, really great, and I think this could be something perfect for spring and summer. Next fragrance I'm going to talk to you about is Shea and Blue Clementine. So now that Atelier Cologne is folding up shop here in North America, which means USA and also Canada, Shea and Blue comes out with a clementine fragrance. Is it smelling like Clementine, California? I don't know, but it does feature notes of clementine, petitgrain, watercress, and laurel wood. Now this one doesn't sound like Atelier Cologne's Clementine, California. And then it's the first time I'm seeing watercress as a note appear. That sounds really, really interesting, right? And laurel wood, you know, I've seen it, laurel, laurel leaf, laurel wood in this case, or bay leaf, same kind of a family. So this one sounds great, but it seems like it's citrusy with the clementine, earthy, green, bitter, citrusy with the petitgrain, and then it's, herbal and aromatic remaining. We shall see how it is. But I am slowly digging into this house as well, and they do launch some great fragrances. Also, their fragrances are under $100, so unless they raise their price, because I haven't double checked recently. But I do enjoy the fragrances from this house. Moving on to Guerlain, they have a new Aqua Allegoria fragrance called Nerolia Vetiver. Great combination, I think. Neroli is a great smelling fragrance note. Citrusy, floral, white flowers, but definitely has a citrusy smell. I love it. Contrast it with Vetiver, I think it should work perfectly. So we've got Neroli, Basil, Fig, and Vetiver. What's not to like about that one? The Aqua Allegoria collection, though, is very, very fresh, and this one seems like it's going to go into a citrus, floral, aromatic, earthy, woody direction. Sounds really cool. So Etat Libre d'Orange has a new fragrance called Frustration. So this one seems very interesting with the notes. It features notes of guaiacol, chestnut, vetiver, vanilla, labdanum, rum, cinnamon, and cumin. Cumin, gotta love that cumin note. I absolutely love it. This interesting notes, chestnut, guaiacol, which I need to look up what it is, but vanilla, labdanum, there's booziness of rum and cinnamon. I like the sound of this one a lot. Hopefully it's really, really great. I'm looking forward to this one. So this is another house I need to explore and dig into further. I only have two fragrances from this house. It's DS and Durga. They have a new fragrance called Pistachio. I love pistachio nuts. Is this one going to smell like Sarah Jessica Parker's stash? I don't know, but it's only listing a note of pistachio currently. and I'm quite curious to smell it because I love, like I said, I love pistachio nuts, and I like the way they smell too. They have an interesting aroma or smell. Anyway, Dias and Durga Pistachio. It does say it's a limited edition. I hate limited edition fragrances because I'm never in the mood to buy it when it's available, and then when it's out, I want to buy it kind of a thing, you know? I don't like that. Anyway, Dias and Durga's Pistachio sounds really, really cool. So Zara's Vibrant Leather collection has been growing. The only one that I have is the original Vibrant Leather, but now they have a Vibrant Leather Encens version, meaning it's incense. What are they doing with all these fragrances? I know they have a nude, and I think they might even have a leather. Although Vibrant Leather already features leather, I believe. But this particular Vibrant Leather Encens features notes of pepper tree, frankincense, and elemi resin. Is that in addition to the notes that are already in the original fragrance, or is this a brand new fragrance? Because Zara only reports 3 notes, the top and the heart and the base note. So I'm assuming this is in addition to the main notes of Vibrant Leather. But you know, I'm curious to check it out, and I should go and explore the flankers of Vibrant Leather as well, because I do like Vibrant Leather, although it is definitely a clone-ish version of you know, Aventus. So moving on to L'Artisan Parfumeur, it's Memoir de Roses. So I'm really, really curious about this one. Once again, it's created by Christophe Reynaud. He's been doing a lot of fragrances for L'Artisan Parfumeur. And I love roses to begin with, so this is definitely a given that I'm going to check it out. Mandarin Orange, Bergamot, Rose, and Musk. Are you a fan of this house, L'Artisan Parfumeur? Because it seems like an underrated house, like Diptyque. They've been around since the 70s, so that's probably why. It's not like a very hyped brand, but they do have some great fragrances. And moving on to Van Cleef & Arpels, this is another patchouli fragrance they're launching in the collection Extraordinaire. It's Patchouli Blanc. So they already have an Oud Blanc and they have Santal Blanc. Now they're coming out with a Patchouli Blanc. I'm assuming it's going to be like a clean, white, pure type of an, not oud, but patchouli. It's also created by Jerome Epinay of Wilhelm Parfumerie Byredo. So I like his fragrances for those 2 brands. So I'm curious what he's going to do with this one. More of like a pure type of a patchouli. But it says pink pepper, aldehydes, rose, patchouli, cashmere wood, white musk. I'm all over patchouli anyway, so we shall see how it is. And the last fragrance I'm going to talk to you about is from 4711, Aqua Colonia Starfruit and White Flowers. So I spoke about this house a couple days ago in my haul video. I bought 5 of their fragrances. I'm going to explore this house further and see what they launch and have. Some of their fragrances are good, although I'm not really familiar with Starfruit, but I'm curious to check this one out. They credit Starfruit and White Blossoms for the notes, so I need to go buy a Starfruit and smell it, because that's how I learn what things smell like. To smell it to see if I'm going to like this particular fragrance. But I'm curious to smell this one. And like I said, I do want to explore 4711 fragrances further, and then also that remix collection to see what they're doing with their fragrance. Because I think they're fun. They're definitely fun fragrances. Easy, not overly complex, fresh for summer, and you know, just, you know, great smelling scents, I think. Anyway, that's the last fragrance I'm going to talk to you about today of these brand new launches. Are you curious about any of these fragrances? Are you looking forward to any of these? They are launching soon, slowly but surely. As I said, the last time I did a video on new fragrances, I think it was at the end of last year. Maybe I did one in January, but a lot of those have not launched yet. I'm looking forward to them to, you know, eventually landing here. So let's see how long these ones take to, you know, launch or land where we live or nearby. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for tuning in today. If you have any questions or comments, please list below. Please like this video. Please share it. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.